Hey, hello, it's the normal playing guy, and some big news as we've all seen. Soon we're going to have a part three with a special part slammed in. And this is because of the update that we're going to have, the sync, basically. So they're smushing this all together. This is coming ahead of Topo, who's the next Dokkan officially the first Dokkan of Global's remaining ninth anniversary, per se, or rather ninth era. So with that, these are ahead. We get these now. Makes it for a nice special little anniversary. Why not? So yeah, we'll have a look at it. There's three big ones coming in. They're all tournament of power, right? So we got Jiren, who's we're focusing on today. We have the Int LR Universe 7, led by 17, and then we have the physical LR 17 and Golden Freezer. We're focusing on Jiren, and then we'll focus on the others because this video would be far too long. Right, so this is base, and we'll be able to see how he fares. When he first came out alongside UI Goku, the STR, it's good. He was good. 200% was one of the most rarest things we've seen straight off the bat. Like, pound for pound, he was just going to be start of turn really, really good. This was beginning to become a more recent thing. Like, you see various people who would have that if depending on it's like a Omega Shenron kind of deal, right? Active skill was pretty decent because you had an in-game buff, so that was nice. But now we check this, and yeah, it's really nice. What I like about this is the leader skill is a flat out 170% for Universe 11. That does tie in with STR Jiren, who is down here, and you will be able to use him because he's not the shirtless Jiren. So that's basically it. But yes, so we now go to 300%, which is pretty nice. So it's an extra 50% on top. Bear in mind, LR stats do not have an increase in these. You just have to go off it. But the stats and the leader skill do actually matter. This is a 50% increase, which is really nice. It's a 50% increase from something that is already pretty respectable. 11.3, it's not bad, considering this unit came out in, 2021? Not bad. In 3 years, we've had a turnaround of an LR EZA. 3 years. There are older ones that have got their EZAs, and then there's this one, so it's fairly good. Okay, so 300%. Reduce damage by 30% for your initial turn from this character's initial turn. That's nice. It's basically, you don't die from this unit turn one, right? Or rather, this unit's turn one. So this isn't the unit that you'll fall to. An additional 100% to stats. And bear in mind, that's already 300. Wow, initial 100% and guaranteed guard with 40% or more for the start of the turn. Oh, wow. So you guarantee, so you just have 41% or more HP, so fairly often. You're guaranteed to have 100% of this, so that's essentially 600%, and then a guaranteed guard. 600%. I mean, factoring in, it's 11.3 thousand. Even if you had one dupe, the difference between no dupes and one is insane. Like, if you had one dupe, that's still pretty good. So that's insane. Right. Attack wise, what is his attack? 55% comes in at. It's pretty good at 18. That's better than Beast Gohan. It's better than the Gammas. I think. I might be wrong, actually. They might have 19,000. But even with one dupe, it's definitely more. That can be for sure. Right. If HP is 80% or less, starting from the fifth turn, or if HP is 40% or less at the start of the turn, and a 200% starting from that turn. Oh, is this forever? Wow! Are you insane? 300%. So wow. Okay, let's keep reading this. So key 3 with each attack received. So that's nice. That goes up by +1. So it would make up for the fact that you start with 0. Well, I wouldn't say you start with 0. You start off with 6, right? And then that's fine. We'll see if he's got a key link in there. Well, he will do Tournament of Power. So it's not going to be difficult for him to super, but this is nice. Attack received. I feel like this can actually work out really well. And then this is going to be insane. A guaranteed additional guaranteed super attack from which he receives the third attack. And that's going to be fairly often. That's going to be like every other rotation because like you're guaranteed to get hit 2 or 3 times, especially if you build in slot 1. Wow. Super effective. Okay, that's just nice. Guaranteed crit still, attack down, defense down, or stunned. Yep. And disable the action within the turn when key is 24. So if you happen to get that, that is really nice. Holy crap. So active skill, by the way, has remained the same, which is really nice. Super attack greatly raises attack and defense. Let's see what we have. We have nothing, greatly lower defense, nothing, chance to stun. Now we have greatly raise attack and defense, massively raise attack and defense, massively low, 50% chance to stun. That is insane. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is we have a dude that's on steroids and then he's been given maybe like super steroids. This is insane. So if you can wait, so he's either or, and this appears to be a permanent thing. So you have this. The chances of you having guard, well, not so much guard, the chances of you having this entire line is really, really good. I mean, you're going to have more than 40%. Stacked in with the initial damage reduction, that's nice. So you're going to be able to tank a little bit. Then you get hit several times. You get hit 3 times, and that's going to be often, and you're guaranteed an additional super attack, which, of course, greatly raises at the bare minimum. Well, yeah, it will do, because it's an additional. So you could go for this, then you get this. And then that's insane. It's just a lot of stats. But what I find interesting is, from the 5th turn, so you just got to be under 80. It's not as if you have to be over 80%, because like if you were over 80%, then yeah, you could probably justify. And that is because you get 600% because it's 40% or more, but fall between 40 and 80 in your 5th turn, and you're not getting double, you're getting triple that stat. That turn, whether you enter the turn 40% or and this could be turn you could enter turn 2. No, you could actually. Because let's see. This basically turn 2 you could enter, you'd have your damage reduction, but if you fall below 40%, all of this, the guard and the 100%, get swapped out for 200%. So you're tripling what this is. But if you fall 1% more, if you have 1% more health from the 5th turn, you still get guard. So the sweet spot is going to be 41 to 79% health. Anywhere in there, 5th turn, and you're just going to go from insane to ballistic. Because seriously, it's not as if you get 100% on top. It's 200% off what you have. And if this, and you get guard as well. You sacrifice guard, but double the amount of stats if you fall below 40%. So it's a swap, isn't it? Whilst being super effective. I mean, the fact that you're guaranteed super effective means you ain't going to be slowed down by anybody else. You're always going to hit hard no matter what. And then you can punish the enemy because 11 key? So by the time you're built up, and it's probably not because it's attack received, and you're going to have, but well before turn 5, you're going to be getting this and this. You're going to be getting those additionals. And then you could just, he seems really entertaining. This is one spicy sausage. Really nice. It's a crumpet with a generous layer of butter. That is nice. I think that he is going to be by far and away the best on Universe 11. He is going to be one of the standout units in the entire Universal Survival Saga. It's gonna be like he's gonna hold a lot of teams up just by himself. Um, you think past the fifth turn when you've got this permanently, and then at some point you pop this. I mean, you can pop this at any point in time after you receive five. So you legitimately could get this on his second rotation, potentially turn 3. And then for this point, you could have this. But yeah, imagine, but it's a 30% on top of all of this. So you're in that sweet spot, 30%. You get it goes to 600% theoretically because you're doubling the start of turn stats. And then you get 200% off that. And then suddenly it's and then you get 30% of all of those on top of the buffs. And this is prior to having massively raised. If he has a million defense prior to Super It, I wouldn't be surprised. He's gonna be the real beast. Go on, he's real beast on paper anyway. What I'm reading blows beast out the water. Yeah. I mean, they cover a shortfall of this. Like they've given him more stats. They've given him this and this to try and compensate because, like turn one, slot one, turn one units, you need all of this minimum. You can't just give us one or the other. You have to give us a unit quite fully capable, which means they're quite fully broken. Like you need damage reduction, you need guard, you need additional for even just for the first turn. We need it for slot one, turn one, or just slot one in general. And he's nice that they haven't cheapskated him because they could have kept this, but this could have been 50%. In fact, it could have just been 40% or less. That could have been a real cheapskate. This could have just been under 40%. So you're basically just doubling this. But you get 80% to 40%. Like that's somewhere in that sweet spot. So that's nice. Guaranteed additional super attacks is really nice. And then this, they didn't have to give him a massively raise. You could have quite easily just given him greatly again. But yeah, the teams in general. So obviously, the new Topo, he's an LR as well, will trigger legendary power. I presume you'll have something like this, except you'll also have legendary power slapped in. So that'll be really nice. Topo has an insane amount of damage reduction. It's like Golden Freezer. He loses it per turn, X amount per turn. Together, they're going to be unstoppable. So again, thinking about what they have, we have TOP, Universe 11, Super Bosses. Hey, that could be quite a nice duo. And tournament participants is kind of the same thing. Space Traveling Warriors. Well, depending on how your setup is, I mean, theoretically, if you happen to have AGL Topo, the LR, I believe he is AGL, the LR Topo, if you have him, potentially then Space Traveling Warriors could open you up because he needs a partner. Otherwise, you're wasting him. But in particular, we can imagine we're going to have plenty of key there. So that's what, 4 key, and then you're going to have 7 key. So you're guaranteed to auto super anyway, and then he builds it up. So it won't be long before he gets 24 key quite consistently. That's nice. So, of course, the other Jiren, probably the strongest Jiren now. Not to say that he's no joke. He is still pretty good. He has his stun chance as well, and it can affect everybody, and it can be clutch. But I feel like this guy will not survive in the current meta, that's for sure. He came out strong, but also very quickly outclassed. Again, we're looking at, Defenders of Justice, Universe 11 Super Boss, and by the obvious TOP. With this guy and with the new Topo, potentially Universe 11 could be the new Tournament of Power. Could be. The 2 other EZAs coming out, what do we have? Battle of Fate, that could be an interesting one. And what do you have? Okay, so bizarrely, you can have Battle of Fate on this. These two, Again, you'll quite easily have him on TOP, so that's not a problem. You're going to share legendary power phase battles, so that's going to be nice. Yeah, so Defenders of Justice. I wouldn't strictly say they're on Battle of Fate, but sure. Space Traveling Warriors depends on the partner setup. Full power, yeah, okay, powerful comeback. Again, like you could make a very good case with an appropriate partner. But otherwise, Universe 11 and Super Bosses could be really, in fact, these three in particular could be really, really good. I find it funny that he's on Realm of Gods because he doesn't have godly power. He's just as strong. I think that's kind of funny, but sure, it is what it is. Yeah, so Keeling's not going to be a problem. He's got plenty of them there. Potentially looking at up to 7 Keelings, and the all attack as well. So he's going to hit crazy hard. What, 15, 20, 7, 15, 15, and then 15 there. We're talking at like 75% attack on something that is already quite a freak. But yeah, so Universe 11, real quick, will look like this. So that's not going to be too much of a problem. It's very easy to see. There'll be a new one added in soon, but yeah. So he's by far and away the best. I really should see if I can bring up what his weakness is to. Just hold a moment. Here we go. So it's rep 7. So here we go. 10 stages, 3 stones a pop. Right. And his weakness is rep 7. Rep 7 on int. Well, strictly just for defense. Let's have a look. If I bring up teams, categories, and it's rep 7 is the way to go. Okay, so yeah, if you have this guy, he's a full 170%. Yeah, okay. He just had his easy A. Get him. He's a full 180%. So 1, UI go, can you be able to dodge? If you have this guy, go for it. I mean, he'll at least trigger the LR power. I mean, he's terrible outside of it. Well, actually, he might be able to provide some decent use. He doesn't have his Easy A strictly just yet for this, and you probably won't have him Easy A'd for this, well, Easy A. But he will at least be int, and he will at least have the right LR power category. Who else are we talking about? Again, some orb changes here. He could just be really good, decent support. But like this guy, just because he's int, and then this guy because he's int. If you're talking LR, you could literally slam on this guy, but I feel like the later stages he'd get clocked. This guy, these two could be good if they're rainbows. Like if the rainbow orbs you get proc in your favor for the super attacks, they're going to be more than okay. They'll crush the event single handedly. But it all depends. Like this guy, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you could make a legitimate top heavy team. But otherwise, yeah, you can have 1, 2, 3, 4. Just because the int, which could be nice. Skinny Boo. He could have a few clutch dodges, right, just because. But yeah, so it's not impossible. But hey, Jiren, Easy A, amazing. So yeah, he'll come out real soon. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. I'll see you later, and bye-bye.